Hello, my adventurous Sagittarius friends, and welcome to Gift of Astrogab. Thank you for joining me for your April 2021 astrological chat. What a month April is looking to be. Um, there are very many beneficial. The over the overarching theme is very beneficial, and it's also a lot of growth, a lot of transformation, a lot of movement in a very short amount of time. And it's just looking like there's so much happening in people's lives. And, you know, it's just, I guess the word is transformational and auspicious. It's happening in different parts of people's charts, in different parts of people's lives. And it's just looking to be a breakthrough month. There's a lot of healing as well happening here. So with that, let's dig into your month, Sagittarius, and yeah, let's get started. On the 2nd, we have Mercury in Pisces in your 4th house of home, of family, of or people that you consider very close, like family. It's sextiling Pluto and Capricorn in your 2nd. Now, 2nd is the house of value, house of things that material goods, and also things that you hold near and dear to you. So with Mercury and Pisces here in that 4th house, sextiling Pluto and Capricorn in your 2nd, it's looking like you're having communications from home or to home, and they're very dreamy, very imaginative, very Piscean in that way. It can be emotional, and with sextile there, it's very could be very joyous emotions as well. Or you're communicating about your dreams to your family, and that's looking to be very beneficial with the sextile there to Pluto and Capricorn in your 2nd. So maybe in talks of money, talks of finances, talks of things you own, things the family own. This is looking like a day for that for you guys, and that's really good because I know Sagittarius have been thinking about home and family a lot lately, so this is really good, and there's a lot of transformation there. Maybe also your communications with home is transforming the way you look at your finances, the way you look at your values and the things that you value. So that's really good. Now on the 3rd, Mercury is entering a whole different type of energy for you, Sagittarius. It's entering Aries in your 5th house. So a totally different house, totally different sign. And it's bringing a lot of that communication to your creativity, to your, to that house of, it's also fun dates and just getting out there, being playful, meeting someone new possibly, or communication from someone new in a creative way and in a direct way, because Mercury in Aries is very direct. So now on the 6th, we have Venus in Aries to continue with the theme of love in that 5th house. Because 5th house is also children. So maybe if you don't have children, you are you are like babysitting, or you're just visiting a friend and you're just connecting with their children as well. And Venus is there, so it's loving. There's a lot of love there, and it's sextiling Mars and Gemini in your 7th. So let's take this from that view of children. So if you have children, or you're visiting or babysitting someone's children, or just interacting, there's loving interaction, and also a lot of play, because Mars is there in Gemini, and you could be just kind of going. It could be like that kind of play. It could even be like the kind of play that you do, like playing ball or volleyball, where it's very Mars and Gemini for the ball to just move back and forth, like in volleyball, back and forth, back and forth. So it could be that. But it's coming from 7th house. So 7th house is your relation to another. So it could be that. It could also be, on the other hand, you're being creative. You're being creative, and with a loved one, with a romantic partner, you're just finding new creative ways, being loving creative ways to interact with each other as well. Or it could be, if you're single, it could be you're getting a lot of, with Venus there in your fifth house, you're getting a lot of love in the dating life, and it's very functionally beneficial with your actions towards a relationship, even, or just towards that loving interaction with someone else. And it looks very fun. It looks very direct, and can be fast moving too. On the ninth for you, Sagittarius, Mars in Gemini in your seventh house is squaring Neptune and Pisces in the fourth house. Now, when we have squares, they are points of tension, but they get things done, they get things moving. They're very action oriented and stabilizing in the way that whatever they're getting done, usually it has a discipline to it. So it's like once it's done, it stays longer than maybe an easier aspect, and the lesson or whatever you're going through lasts longer. I mean, it's like squares are also Saturn-like, so they can be tough, but they bring you a lot of strength and discipline. And this is what we need for this month of, of transformation. You can't transform without putting in the work. And there's a lot of beneficial aspects surrounding any square we have in this month. So it's looking like progress, work for progress, work for better, and to be happier. So on the ninth, like I said, we have Mars and Gemini in your seventh, squaring Neptune and Pisces in the fourth. So your relationships, your romantic relationships, and striking that balance. You're getting a nudge from a partner, and it's striking a balance between your home life as well. You feel dreamy at home. You feel like, this is so, at home I can be so imaginative. I can be so, just kind of go with the flow. And then with Mars and Gemini in your seventh, it could be a partner that's taking action and letting you know, whether they need more time or they need you to be there physically with them more often. That kind of conversation is happening, and it could be happening. Or maybe it's the home saying, you're always out or taking action with your partner, significant other, and the home life wants you there as well. So there's that dialogue there. Now with Mercury on the 10th of April, Mercury in Aries in your fifth house is sextiling Saturn and Aquarius in your third house. Now, fifth house again, we have communication there. Sextile is very beneficial and an easier flow than any harsher aspect. And it's Saturn and Aquarius in your third. There's a dialogue there. There's an interaction there, and it's beneficial for you. And with Mercury and Aries in that fifth house, you're getting communication, creative communication, and fast moving. And it's benefiting in a disciplinary, functional way, your third house of communication, commuting, local travel. So you're doing it in a creative way. Maybe you're finding a new route to work, or you're finding a new route in general, and being creative about it, having fun with it. Could also be you being creative with your communications, finding new ways to say things, and really having that ease to it, and learning. And it looks like it's going to stick for you with Saturn there. It looks like you're making it into something structural, and that's really good for you, Sagittarius. So on the 11th, we have New Moon in Aries in your fifth house. So a lot of fifth house action. Fifth house is also children, but also like playful, fun dating, and it looks like you're getting communication from that too, from the 10th. And you could be making, could be communication for something like more consistent dating and stuff like that. Now, the 11th new moon in Aries, it is a good time during this time, the 10th, the 11th, especially the 11th, to start dating somebody, to start, or just start a new creative endeavor, it's a really good time to plant those seeds during this new moon. Now, on the 11th, again, we have Venus and Aries in your 5th and squaring Pluto and Capricorn in your 2nd. So with planting these new seeds, where are you, you're considering what you value. Maybe you're dating somebody, and in a loving way, of course, with Venus there, you're considering, what do I value? Where do my values need to transform with Pluto there? Where do my values need to transform to fit this new person I'm dating, or vice versa? And this is a good dialogue to have as you're planting those new seeds. So if you're wanting to start dating a new person, this is a really great dialogue to have within yourself about those values and things that you really esteem. Now on the 13th, we have the Sun in Aries in your 5th house, a lot of 5th house, right? So Sun in Aries, vitality, energy, that beautiful gut energy, like really, vivacious. Sextiling Mars and Gemini. So the actions you take towards your relationships, if you're with somebody, if you're in a partnership, that's the action you're taking there, and it could be very creative and fun. You just want to have fun with your partner. If you're single, you're putting energy into that dating life, and you're hoping, or maybe there's action towards quick action, because Aries and Mars, they're quick moving energies. There may be quick action back and forth from dates to maybe something more serious, or just something more 7th house, more meaningful. Now on the 14th, Venus enters Taurus in your 6th house. So there's a touch here for your 6th house, and it's giving you love, a lot of love in that 6th house of daily habits, daily routines, your day-to-day job, your health regime. So you could be getting some green light to, hey, like, there's love there. There's love to do that. The love of exercise, the love of your health routine, the love of you valuing it more with Venus there, and it working for you and making you shine as well in those aspects. So on the 15th, for you Sagittarius, we have the Sun in Aries in your 5th house. It's sextiling Jupiter in Aquarius in your 3rd. There's a lot of vitality here for you in your 5th house of creativity, of create your own creations, dating, playful dating, and it's working and it's expanding here. It's expanding with your your communications in your 3rd house. It could be a business thing too, local travel. You can meet someone on a route to work or around town, and it's really beneficial here, and it's, I don't know, you just have all this energy there. So that's really good. So on the 16th, the Sun in Aries in your 5th house is squaring Pluto and Capricorn in the 2nd. So you see squares, don't be afraid. They're functional. They get things done. So they're mattifying energies. They're like, okay, let's do this. There could be a little tension, because with every push there's tension, but maybe you're being pushed to move in this area. So it looks like Sun in Aries energy in that playful dating life, or things that you create, creative endeavors that you do. And it's there's a push there with Pluto and Capricorn in your 2nd. So your values, your material goods, your things you love, like you're kind of going back and forth and saying, like, how can I have a harmony between my dating or my creative life, or if you have children, between your children and your values and all this kind of stuff. So on the 17th, we have Mars in Gemini in your 7th, trining Jupiter in Aquarius in your 3rd house. This is looking really, this is the most beneficial aspect. It's really a blessing, I would say. So on the 17th, like I said, Mars and Gemini in your 7th, and trining Jupiter in Aquarius in your 3rd, it is, there's movement, there's there's this Geminian movement back and forth, but it's action nonetheless between your relationships and your third house is communication. So I see a lot of movement, local travel with a partner if you're partnered, or or someone that you're dating, someone that's a romantic person that you're seeing. And seventh house is also how you relate to others. So if you're not dating anyone, if you're not seeing anyone, it's also how you relate to others. So you're taking action in that in a very beneficial way, an expansive way in your communications with your job, with your coworkers, and it's looking really amazing for you. Or you could be even meeting someone for a possible romantic future with Jupiter there. In like Jupiter is lucky; it's a lucky planet. It could be through local travel. It could be through communications, through siblings or people that are like siblings to you as well. Now on the 17th, this is a really big day. You know, we have Mercury in Aries in your fifth house of dates, of creativity, of children, um, sextiling Jupiter and Aquarius in your third house again. So really beneficial. This is even more beneficial, and it's communications in that house with dates and creativity, and it's benefiting that third house again. It's or a benefit from the third house, from local travel, local community. You might be meeting somebody. I'm seeing this. You could be meeting someone and dating them locally, or also you could be just being creative in your local community, or communicating with your children and maybe traveling to a local area, a local venue. It's another thing for you as well. Now on the 17th, Mercury in Aries is in your fifth house. Another fifth house. 17th is big fifth house and relationships as well. So it's sextiling Mars and Gemini in your seventh. So where are you getting action, movement from a partner, from, just maybe one other person? You're getting some kind of action, or your romantic life is getting action, and it's communicating in a very quick way how you want to be creative, how you want to date, how you want to do things. Or if you have children, communicating in creative new ways, and taking action on those creations um, with each other, and moving forward with that. So there's a lot of fun energy here for you, Sag. Now, on the 18th, the very next day, we have Sun in Aries in your fifth house. Again, a lot of vitality in that fifth house. The Sun is there, so it's like all the vitality in the world. Conjuncting Mercury in Aries in your fifth. So a lot of action here. You're getting supercharged for communication and feeling great about it in your dating life, or with your children, or also with a creative endeavor. Maybe you're just learning a new creative craft. You're getting all that wonderful energy there. So on the 19th, we have the Sun and Mercury, and it's entering Taurus. So there was a lot of fifth house stimulation, and now it's going to your sixth house, which is wonderful for you, Sag, because I know you guys are very health conscious and very, very into that area of your life, and now you're getting a huge boost, a huge vitality, and Mercury is there facilitating communication and travel, local travel, or just how you move to discipline your daily life, or communicate with yourself, write it down, put it on paper for your daily routines, or a new job you're taking. You have a lot of energy and communication there, and or your health regime is getting a huge boost here as well, and you could be feeling very mentally stimulated to go out and continue doing your health routine or making a lot of moves there. So that's wonderful for you guys. And on the 22nd, Venus in Taurus, beautiful beneficial Venus in its home domicile sign of Taurus, where it is, where it has a lot of energy, power, is conjunct Uranus in Taurus. That has been there for a few years already, and it's been revolutionizing this sixth house for you. You know, the house of your daily disciplines, shaking it up, how you discipline your daily life, your work life as well, your day-to-day work life, and your health regimes are getting shakeups. And with Venus there, it's getting like a blessing. It's getting like, okay, we've rocked your world, but now we're getting a little bit of a balm, a little bit of soothing there for you as well. Beautiful Sag. So on the 23rd, Mars is entering Cancer. This is a big deal. And for you guys, it's in the house, the 8th house, Mars in Cancer. So you naturally have a nurturing way to the themes of the 8th house, which has to do with transformation, the way you transform other people's resources, and also debt, and also just all those, it also rules, maybe someone is taking action to pay off a debt to you, or vice versa. This is really good because with Cancer there, it's more nurturing, and then Mars is taking action. So you're taking nurturing action to pay off a debt, or have a debt paid to you, or you're taking action to transform. It's also transformation of inner psyche, and it's done in a nurturing way. This is really wonderful for you, and it goes along with the healing that's going on for everyone in different parts of their lives. For you, it looks like relationships, and also your health, and your deep psyche is getting a boost as well because of the action going on there. And then moving on to the later part of the month, we have on the 24th of April, we have Mercury in Taurus conjuncting Uranus in Taurus in your 6th house. So there's going to be a lot of sixth house action towards the end of the month, which is really good for you guys. You guys have been working on your health and your daily routines and those kinds of things. So this is great. The 24th, Mercury in Taurus conjunct Uranus in Taurus. So you're getting electrified, you're feeling mentally stimulated, electrifying communication, with matters of that daily routine, health regime, health routine, so to speak. And also some of you can get communication about a new job and things like that. 6th house is also pets, so I don't know, maybe some of you guys are thinking about going to a local store and getting a pet if you can. One that you usually don't get, one that you do, pets that you're usually maybe not into, or just a different breed, that kind of thing. So on the 25th, Mercury in Taurus in your 6th house is squaring Saturn in Aquarius in your 3rd. Again, there's 2 squares on the 25th, but those are movement. Those are getting things done. There's like, squares are really good for, I've noticed, for like motivating you, and this 6th house of health and day-to-day routines, and and with your 3rd house, this is like you're trying to figure out and strike a balance between your communication, or the way you go about your health routine, or your day-to-day life, or your work routine, how you go about it, how you drive there, how you with Saturn there's like structural changes. Maybe you're getting a new route to work because there's a lot of construction, or maybe your routine is changing, so your communications are changing as well. The way you do business, day-to-day business, is changing because it's fitting with your routine, and yeah, that looks really good. and that's with Saturn there. You're structuring these things different. Now, the same day you have that square with Jupiter in Aquarius, Mercury in Taurus in your sixth square Jupiter in Aquarius. So there's just an expansion of this. Oh, I need to strike a balance here. So that's good because when you expand things, you can look in a little bit deeper and you can get things worked out. Now on the 25th, another aspect, Mercury in Taurus is conjunct Venus in Taurus in your sixth. So the fact that Venus is here with Mercury, there's movement, beneficial movement. So any of these squares, they're very much resolved. They're very much, oh, okay, I found the balance, because Venus is there, and Venus is a beneficial planet, and it's kind of like, oh, this is getting a blessing, So whatever changes you're making, balances you're striking, it's going to be a smooth change for you guys. On the 26th, we have a full moon in Scorpio in your 12th house, Sagittarius. Now, full moons in Scorpio, this is an emotional full moon, it could be, there are a lot of emotions there's so many different emotions that we can have. It could be very joyous. It could be laughter. It can be, it could be maybe you're crying something out. I mean, sometimes when we cry, it's such a relief. It's such, it's very stress relieving, and it's very beneficial to health in general. But or maybe you're laughing, maybe you're just having a really fun time, and it's just overjoy, So, but on that full moon, Scorpio in your 12th house is more like, it's happening in your house of spirituality, of deep emotion, of your meditative spaces, and also it's 12th house is also things that are more just between you and yourself, you know what I mean? And being that the full moon is there, what in your life is coming up to the surface in that, with those 12th house matters, in your spirituality, when things bubble up, what do you need and what do you not need? What can you keep and what needs to go? Just to maybe make you less scattered with regards to those matters of spirituality and different things like that. Like, so just be asking yourselves those questions during that day. That'd be really important. So on the 27th, Pluto is going retrograde in Capricorn, in your second house. This is a big deal because Pluto doesn't go retrograde very often. So with it being in your second house, it's Pluto is very deep and intense and passionate. So you may be passionately reviewing, like earlier in the month, your values. Like, what do I value? What material goods do I value? I mean, it could be material. It could be your inner values. It could be, if we go with material goods, people think, oh, that's superficial, but maybe there's some things that you don't need, that you're like, okay, I have too much of this. And, or your finances, you're really reviewing your finances. You're really reviewing your money, your economy, that kind of thing. That could be Pluto going retrograde. It slows down, Pluto, when it goes retrograde. Any planet that goes retrograde slows down, so the energy is intensified, concentrated, and this is happening between April 27th and October 6th. So during this time, you're going through a lot of reviews of those things, finances, your economy, your values, your material goods, and things like that. And on the 29th, we have Mercury in Taurus in your sixth house, Sagittarius. Mercury in Taurus in your sixth house, sextiling Neptune and Pisces in your fourth. This is really beneficial, and the end of the month is looking like, okay, we have some soothing, some points of ease here after all that action. So Mercury in Taurus, so in your sixth house, we are getting routine. We're getting an uplift to your routine from your sixth house, from your family, from your home, wherever your home is, it's working well, and there's a good communication between that routine and your home life. And it could be in a dreamy way. It can be you're using your imagination to get things moving better, to clear the communication with your job or the health routine and things like that, or your routine in general. So on the 30th, the Sun in Taurus is conjunct Uranus and Taurus in your 6th. So the next day, after this movement in your 6th house, between 6th house and home, you're getting the 6th house going like so much energy, electrifying energy by the end of the month in that 6th house. So you're getting like a boost of like, oh my gosh, like I want to do this. I want to change up my routine, my health routine, my job, my whatever. Like it's already good, it's already progressing, but I want to like change it further. I want to keep it really exciting, and this is looking amazing for you. So have fun this month, Sagittarius, and enjoy the progress that's going on and the transformation. So I really appreciate you guys joining the channel, and please feel free to subscribe, to like, to comment, share, all those good things. And I really hope you guys have a wonderful April and a beginning to spring, and hope to see you guys again next month for more astrological chats. Thank you so much, and yes, have a great month.